Go ahead.
I'm waiting for Devon. He
Devon,
said,
put your
what the
phone
hell?
away.
I'm good.
You're not good. You gotta pay
Can
attention.
this, bro?
Who cares? Put that shit away.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
Right
is
on.
the signal. Welcome to the Oppo-Cast. How's it, everybody? Yes, it is. And no, you can't stop it. It's time for another edition of the annual Hisessions Hawaii podcast, Oppo-Cast.
Did you name Oppo-Cast?
Oppo-Cast!
Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
named it.
Like nobody,
Yeah.
you didn't get it from anybody else.
Where would I have got it
I don't know. You should trademark it.
ChatGPT wasn't around when we...
Yeah, you should
This is
trademark
true.
the
that.
first
This
one,
is
yeah.
true.
I think this is the third
It's like
annual.
trademarking three-peat.
Fourth.
Fourth
Yeah.
annual.
annual.
Okay.
It's like trademarking three-peat. You should just trademark Oppo-Cast already.
No, it's through usage. It's automatically. It's a trademark.
Oh,
Pounds,
okay.
And we
That's
pounced
true.
it. Old school pounds.
That's
rules.
right.
Pounce.
Yeah.
Pounce rules.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hisessions Hawaii podcast for everything Hawaii and beyond. My name is Nick Kawakami, and I'm taking over again today's episode, flipping the script, and proud to be your host for another edition of the Oppo-Cast. Joining me today is Kyle Shimabukuro
How's it?
and Devon Nekoba.
What's up?
But wait, as John looks suspiciously. Why did I just introduce Kyle and Devon and not John? And why did I say that Kyle and Devon are joining me? And really, the biggest question of all, why is the word phonetically not spelled phonetically?
And
These
why?
questions and more.
And why is he a alumni of Iolani?
Yeah,
we already
no,
solved that issue.
Oh, well, you want to bring that up again?
But these questions and more, the answers to these will become apparent shortly. But of course, we have to start with the necessary housekeeping items. Before we begin, let me remind all of our listeners of the ways that they can stay in touch with the show. There's Facebook, Instagram, and X. I'm trying to do John's exact script.
Exactly.
There's Facebook,
could've sent
Instagram,
it
and
to
Twitter, which is called X now because he always says that too. It's called X, all at Hisessions. Go to SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Podcasts to see and listen to the podcast. You can email the show at hisessions@yahoo.com. We have any new emails that you want to mention today?
Nothing
No
new.
new
Nothing new.
Patreons, too?
No Patreons.
Darn.
If you'd like to help the show, as Devin preempted me, go to patreon.com and subscribe. Get more music on the show.
Again, we've been getting a lot of Patreons of like just the random people who are just subscribing to our channel. I
Thank
guess
you
it's
for
like
that,
you-
though. That's
YouTube
awesome.
now.
We appreciate you listening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then maybe they become, paid patrons
Wait,
at some point.
we want to make sure these guys don't suck before I start
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
them money, which is fair.
Well, I
Don't
mean,
judge
I
them
do the
on
same
this
thing.
show.
Yeah, it's
Don't
totally
judge them. Please don't take this show as it is
Yeah, that's
representative of their regular show. I'd like to thank Kupu Kupu Landscaping. Landscape Architects. You can call Kevin Yokomura at 808-722-8685 for a free estimate or go to kupukupulandscaping.com. Also, Fort Ruger Market. Got the Rugerlicious poke today for lunch. It
Oh, we
was
got to take a picture.
Ruger Delicious.
Every time.
Yes, we do. We just have to for posterity.
When you go back, we'll fake it.
Okay. You can just,
Yeah.
Again, ChatGPT
Yeah.
me into it.
Yeah.
You got it. And the newest sponsor, since I've done this Oppo-Cast last, Olelo Online, Kaliko Beamer Trap, where you can learn the Hawaiian language or even Mele online at oleloonline.com from anywhere in the world.
That's right.
And
It'll
as-
help you. It'll help you if you're watching Chief of War.
You got to do like a guest Mele lesson or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kaliko's going to come on the podcast at some point.
Yeah. And then you can take a lesson from that's there'd be a Patreon level.
Oh, yeah,
Take-
yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, good
I
idea,
am
Nick.
negotiating already live on the show, so you're welcome. Did I miss anything?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Good job,
well, Thank you. This is my 4th time doing this, so hopefully I don't know. I guess there should be no hope for this. There should be no hope for me.
It's too
That's
late
okay.
already.
Fourth
It's too
time
Um,
mean that we've been around for 4 years. plus
Yeah,
already.
yeah. So
crazy,
yeah,
huh?
let me
It is
just
crazy.
explain. As usual, I'm honored to be asked back for this tradition, where instead of these three interviewing me as the guest, we do the opposite, and I interview them, hence the Oppo-Cast. yeah, it's really fun. Oh, bless you. And it's a great being the interview with 3 great guests. But this time, because it's the 4th time we're doing this,
He's figured it out.
I know what's going on here.
I wanted to change things up. And while interviewing you 3 has been fun, I feel like this time I wanted to give a little bit deeper and focus just on one of you guys. So, of course, with John throwing his hands
Of
up in
course.
the air, I think he can tell what we're going to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored. Kyle, Devon, and I are honored today to introduce
So honored.
our guest, musician, realtor, producer,
Fortniter,
Fortniter,
alumni,
Dad.
Iolani
Yeah.
alumni.
Iolani
Yeah.
alumni.
all-around handsome fella.
Thank you.
He
Ladies
voiced
and
that haircut.
gentlemen, John Yamasato.
Yeah.
John, this is your life.
So we're
With
gonna call
video
in
and
guests.
everything.
We have a
Stacey's gonna
special
come
guest
in.
right now that will really surprise you right now. We have your parents coming in. Oh, no. That's another show.
Okay, so so 2 things that I just wanted to say first. So obviously, as the video audience could tell, and maybe through the audio audience too, John had no idea, right?
No.
Kyle and Devon,
I don't
briefed
have
them.
to post this.
I know.
That's the other part he put in. His
the Kyle, I told them, but but John was kept in the dark the whole time, and knowing
about that?
Yep. I've known for like
betrayal,
weeks.
betrayal has crossed over his face.
Months.
Yeah.
But knowing John, who does not like being in the spotlight unnecessarily,
No, I do not.
Which is so weird, but yeah.
yeah, he's probably like calculating in his head how many days he has to like accidentally still has to hold this file,
wondering-
and then
he's
it
wondering,
accidentally
yeah.
deletes.
Yeah, exactly.
In air quotes.
Exactly.
Just say that your computer crashed or something, and then
No.
but and I say this, I make a lot of jokes, but I say this with all honesty. You are a very interesting human being.
Not saying it lately.
Yeah. If you think about it, right, from being a highly successful real estate agent with Compass to all of your accolades and awards for music and producing and songwriting, there's so much that makes John, right? And so I have no doubt this interview will be fun, but at the same time, like
It's gonna be fun for us.
Yeah, it'll be fun for us.
How fun it's gonna be for John.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be a lump on the log.
yeah, no,
Lump-
John's a good
it's
sport.
It's bump on a
Bump
log,
on the
dude.
log.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bump.
there's
lump-
lumps
lump-
elsewhere. So John, in spite of your instincts, you're
right.
gonna have to sit there and let
Okay.
us interview you today as a special guest of the Hisessions Hawaii podcast.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
it's
John,
good to be here, everybody.
Give us a little introduction. Tell us where you're from. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you look it up on the
on Grok
on Grok like he does?
or ChatGPT.
Why? You can look your.
You know
you
what?
can look
Just,
your.
we don't know. We just read it and see if it's true.
No, I know what I know exact story. I feel. Maybe I don't. So maybe this is
There's
Nick
nothing new there.
GPT, Nick GPT's version, and you can
GPT.
correct it
Okay.
as you need to.
All right.
Where were you
Um,
born?
West Covina, California.
Yeah, John was born in West Covina. He was raised in Hawaii Kai, graduate of Kaiser High School.
That's right.
But
But
Yeah.
summer school alumni of Iolani, 1991.
class of 1991 summer.
Summer.
Then you became this is maybe not in chronological order.
Yeah, I
but
know.
then you
We're kind of
became-
skipping all over the place.
Yeah, you became incredibly famous alongside Jake and Lopaka in Pure Heart. You composed and all those awards that I talked about for music. Then you decided to conquer a different industry and become a real estate agent. Making
After being a teacher for a little while.
yeah, of course you're
Well, I have my
teacher's
degree.
thing.
I didn't technically take a job.
I thought you did.
No,
And then you
I
said,
just did
I don't
my
like
student,
this.
student
And you
teaching.
decided
Well, I
to
did my
do
student teaching. That was the
That was
the kicker.
That's like my mom. My mom
really?
has her education degree, taught for 2 years, and then said, "I'm going to go to Hawaii instead."
What made you not stick to it?
A lot of things. But I'll tell you the point where I really made up my mind. So I taught science, biology, and then
High school.
High school.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then after school we would sometimes you'd have the department meetings. Okay, so all the science teachers would get together, and then we would sit there and talk about budgets and, whatever, curriculum and things like that. I just remember sitting there, and everyone was, much older than me. They're at least 40s, 50s, and I'm 25 years old or something like this. And everyone was really, like, not happy. I could just tell they weren't happy. They were complaining about the budgets, and I can't get my this, and the kids nowadays are that. And I'm like, is this going to be me in 20 years? Am I going to be just sitting here, just be like...
Yes, that's you
that
now.
is
You're a teacher.
So maybe it's not because
Yeah,
of the
it's
job.
not.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's just an
Life.
age thing.
Destiny.
Yeah,
life,
it's an
man.
age thing, dude.
That's true. Yeah, now that I think about it, okay. So I'm
But
like,
because you had that feeling then,
That epiphany, yes.
yeah,
led you to all these things that you.
that's true.
that you
Yeah, yeah,
done.
yeah.
true.
So,
Well, it's funny. Just last night, I was at Panda Express and getting dinner with Asa.
I hope so.
And do you know that
Who's
a
in his
store
bathroom?
manager at Panda Express can make up to $100K a year?
Oh, he's on the side.
And then
yeah.
like a assistant manager makes 48, a cook makes 44. And I was telling Asa, I'm like, like when I was graduating, it was $35,000 a year starting teacher salary, And so that was part of it too. I just thought, man, I could play music and make the same amount of money. So maybe I should. So I didn't completely abandon teaching. I just was like, let me see what else I can do first. I can always come back to this.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history.
The rest is history.
So it's a combination of those two things.
Well, I mean, and so if you combine that whole history, or maybe not combine, but if you look back at over that whole history, whether it's, music, real estate, teacher, or songwriter, whatever, how do you define yourself?
But
today?
wait, let's get this chronology straight. He went music, teacher, back to music, right?
Well, I just never gave up music.
Yeah, but
just
you
always-
you were doing music
He's
before
still doing
teaching,
music.
and
Yeah,
you're still
yeah.
doing it now. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Music is sort of the underlying thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always gonna be there.
Hisessions, music started as a music show.
There you go. Exactly.
How do I
Real
define
estate.
myself now?
Yeah.
Say Fortnite enthusiast,
Yolani alumni.
Iolani alumni,
Yeah.
and then realtor,
Yeah.
and then
In
like
that order.
husband and dad.
Yeah, I
and
know.
stuff
I was like, where's the... Okay.
I don't like guys. I don't like it when guys go, I'm a husband first. Nothing is more than family. It's like, oh my God, how boring.
Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite is a better excuse, John.
Of course I love my family and my wife. Like they get it, so I want to,
Yeah.
but you want something interesting, right?
Yeah. Well, but okay, so you say that though, but defining yourself as a musician is super interesting, and yet you don't go to that. That one didn't even enter.
Oh
that.
yeah. No, I'm kind of over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you?
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
And
because this would be what now, like 30 years in the music industry.
Yeah.
Is your love of music gone because of the industry, or your love of music gone?
I
Period.
don't know,
because
man.
just
You know,
don't-
like,
'Cause
it's
I
fu-
think maybe if it wasn't the industry, maybe you'd still be into music as much.
I think you still are though.
It's hard because there was a point in time when like that's all I thought about. That's all I ever wanted. It drove me like it's like an obsession, And all of a sudden one day it just stopped.
Is that when
And
you
I
met
just-
Stacy and you're like, okay, I got the chick already, I'm done.
Maybe
Well, it has to be way after that, I would assume.
no, but I think there's aspects of music that I like, and the parts that I wanted to kind of accomplish or do, like I kind of did, and then nothing has come along. So like, okay, I'll give you that. So playing with Jake and Lopaka was great
Yeah.
because we're always trying something new, and it was like you're learning new things, and it's fun, and we're collaborating, and so that was fun, right? But playing by myself is not fun anymore because I just feel like I've kind of got to where I want to go, and there's nothing I really want. I mean, I guess maybe one day I'll think like, oh, maybe I want to try to do something else or whatever. Okay, and then but then Hisessions was fun because that was something new and something that I could learn and grow and create. But now it's 15 years later. It's kind of like,
Yeah, we had this conversation.
yeah. We just had
Now it's 15 years later.
yeah. So like, there's been like times like when I was playing with Blaina Singh, that was fun because I really like his music. So playing with him was fun, right? And I just haven't found like a good collaboration where like it worked out both, where I really enjoyed it, but everything worked out the way that made it sustainable. I guess
In
things
other
have
words,
kind of
you need to continue to feel there's room to grow in some way.
yeah,
with what you're
Challenged.
doing.
yeah,
Right.
challenged or like something.
Which is why you get married, ladies and gentlemen, because you will feel challenged for the rest of your life, one way or the other.
yeah,
But it sounds like there's a lot of aspect of collaboration that appeals to you.
yeah,
In the sense, even like Hisessions, we introduce you as the starter, as the founder of Hisessions, but you didn't do that by yourself.
Yeah.
There
That was
was
Dave.
many people that you called in together to say like, hey, we're gonna do this, and so to me that's and when you talk about working with obviously with Jake and Lopaka and Blaine and all the countless number of Justin, right? You like those times that you play together. It's about the collaboration
right.
too, right?
I think maybe because I grew up as an only child, like I don't have brothers and sisters or anybody. I didn't have people to play with, right? Until I started making friends and stuff. So I try to make up excuses to hang out with friends. Like this whole podcast is because I want to hang out with Kyle and Devin. you
Yeah,
know?
I feel like that's
Well,
the
Devin first and then
conversation we
Kyle.
had for start of Hisessions too. You just wanted to,
Yeah, I just wanted to hang out with you guys and
Yeah.
Dave, and like there was no thought of like, oh, we're gonna make this a show or anything.
yeah. But then,
Which is why it
And
still
then-
continues to be.
15.
Yeah, we're gonna do like 3 of these, and then we're just gonna take a break.
Yeah,
Yeah, I might come back, and
Yeah.
well, I'm not feeling sick. Well, I'm feeling sick. We're not gonna do it. We're letting it come on and just lead the whole thing. Whatever.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like projects are just more fun.
yeah. with
Like I
collaboration.
have a hard time just going to a friend's house and watching football because I feel like we're just passively doing like we got to be playing cards or
Oh.
doing something, Like, I don't know.
Well, the incredible thing, at least from my point of view, though, is that you have this desire to do things, but yet you follow through way more than I think a lot of people would, especially for all these when times get tough. And like the beginning days of, I talk a lot about Hisessions because that's really my frame of reference.
Yeah,
would
when
be,
we
right?
started hanging out. a
Yeah,
lot.
and there was bad artists, and we were and it was a grueling schedule because we were doing it so often, and those initial days, right? There was no way that we would have gotten through those things without somebody saying, all right, this is the next one. All right, this is the next one. This is the next one. And in looking back, that has to be a part of what has been part of your success.
Nick, when you got involved with Hisessions, was that pre-Manoa DNA?
No. This was after.
After?
Yeah. So this was because we were already well into that, but because I always remember that was at Koaloha Ukulele.
I remember that day
We
too.
were sitting on the stairs, and John's like, and up until this point, I had thought of this, like, I had seen this show called Daryl's House. It was, and Daryl Hall of Hall & Oates.
Yep.
He had this show on the internet where he brought in artists, they learned this music, and his band played with this one artist, and they all went. And I was like, we should do that here in Hawaii. And I had this, but of course, I'm an idea guy more than anything, I think. And then all of a sudden, we sit down on the stairs. John's there. They're having this barbecue, and John's like, I want to tell you about my idea that I had. And I was like, I had an idea too.
Yeah, but Hisessions is not Daryl's house.
Yeah.
But,
No, but
if you think about it, Daryl's house might be something that he would be interested in doing now.
No, we talked about that as a format when we did Hisessions.
But you
Yeah.
know how you said you yearn for like collaborative effort and stuff like that?
That's
you
too
can do
much
it at John's house.
Yeah, it
That's
was
too
a lot
much.
of work. We figured out it was a lot of
Too
work.
much
Oh.
Remember the underlying thing is John's fundamentally lazy, so he's like I don't
Well,
want.
but that's part of collaboration.
I mean, like I've thought about stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just I guess at a certain point you start getting a certain amount of busy, and then you have to weigh how much time do I have to put into this versus
Because
what
this
else
is
I
not the
can be
thing
do-
that makes us money. The thing
Yeah.
that makes us money is selling the houses.
Yeah, and I guess
Subscribe to
at
Patreon.
a
Yeah.
certain point I had to be somewhat fiscally responsible because I have a family and I have to.
Yeah,
you know,
I get it.
so that's
And your wife wasn't working at
Yeah.
the time.
right, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think overall, though, you would rate everything you've done, at least the major projects, successful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't know about the the flops. I mean, Dave and
Yeah.
I were gonna start an internet radio program with Don Ho
Oh.
back in like 1999.
Wow.
Like and because internet radio didn't really exist at that time,
Yeah.
but I was like, I know we could actually do this. And then we talked to Bully Soares, who's Don Ho's friend,
Yeah.
and he talked to Don. He's like, Don kind of likes the idea, and I'm like, okay. But then you start calculating like how much time is this gonna take, and
commitment.
yeah, and it just kind of didn't really go anywhere. But in retrospect, that probably would have been a good idea.
Well, you guys could have done it now because there's internet radio stations all over the place.
Right. Yeah. So
Because I mean, I think at the time that you guys were thinking of doing it, it would have been a much more difficult thing.
Yeah,
to
it was
do.
a little
But
bit
now
ahead of our
people
time
are
'cause-
just like set up 2 mics, get a domain, and go.
yeah, the whole idea was we would run the whole radio station.
Yeah.
We would just need Don to do like a, you're listening to the Don
Hey,
Ho,
it's
you
the
know,
Don
and,
Ho
and,
Show.
do a couple of drops or something like that, and it would, you know, he wouldn't have to do anything. But that one didn't work out, and then I had my bathroom app, right?
What is
I
that?
didn't tell you about my
the
bathroom
one
app?
with the codes that you can get.
Well, that I just thought of an
Wait,
app.
do you want to give away this idea because maybe
It's
the-
it's out
exists
there already.
Yeah, it's out
Oh.
there.
Yeah, so
It is?
Yeah.
yeah, it's just an app that shows you where all the bathrooms. Like, say you're in
Oh, yeah.
New York, you know,
Yeah.
and you need a
Yeah.
public bathroom. It shows you where all the bathrooms are, and then it rates it.
yeah.
You know, is
yeah.
it how clean is it? You
Yeah.
know, like how accessible.
This is a realtor problem.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, as you're driving around.
But does it give codes though? Like if
No,
you go Starbucks, you know the
so
code?
yeah. So what then came out of that was doing these like really fancy like private bathrooms that you subscribe to the service,
Yeah.
so you can use these bathrooms that
I think that
no one
exists
else.
like
too,
a
no
luxury
problem.
sanato.
Yeah. So and then I had the idea that the bathrooms would be mobile trucks.
Yeah.
So you could just call like an Uber,
Like an
but it would
Uber.
just bring you a bathroom.
That
sounds
I
gross,
don't,
dude.
I
But
don't think
okay.
some people will be willing to wait that long for it to come.
That's true. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. I had
Yeah.
this whole thing about bathrooms.
Yeah.
It
So is
started,
that why you and Nick get along? Because you're both sort of idea dudes.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I think
we
we
used to
like
have long, like
Yeah.
11 p.m. phone
Yeah.
calls.
See,
talking
the thing
about.
about this guy that I noticed that makes him interesting person is that he looks at something, then he analyzes it, and if it makes sense, he'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But then he'll get bored and he'll move on to something else after he's done. So he's always constantly kind of changing, you know, and evolving into different and
Well, yeah,
interesting
and
things.
yet the core things remain at least.
yeah,
so that he can,
yeah.
The music has been the
Makes sense.
constant, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let's kind of focus in on the music there. So, what would you say when you look back over your whole music career? Okay, so starting even from the cafe days,
Okay.
and moving all the way to now where you're a celebrity. What would you say was if you could boil it down to be the key to your success over all those years?
Oh, I think it's just finding people that are that have qualities that will make them successful, and then latching onto them. That's my success.
John's biography. I was an OP.
No, okay. I'm kind of
Like,
serious.
yeah,
I'm
no,
kinda
I know you're
about
serious, so I want to know can you explain this first?
All right. Okay.
Or give an example.
I feel as though I have a decent. Not everybody's like this, but I have a decent antenna for people who I feel can succeed.
Okay.
And if I can come in and help them succeed, then I can also succeed with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, for example, you know, everyone knows Jake. Everyone knows he's kind of like all over the place, but he's like the most amazing ukulele player. Right? So he just needs someone to come in and help him organize himself, and then he can
Right.
great, you
Blossom.
know?
Yeah.
So like, it's finding people like that, and then, you know, convincing them that I have some kind of value to add to them.
Right.
You know, and then, so even like in the real estate business, you know, I was an assistant for 6 years, and so I had to prove that, yeah, I'm not just order taker. I'm going to add to the value of what you're trying to do, and in doing that, that's going to pay off in the long term for me somehow. I don't know how it is, but you know, so.
But how do you make in my head, the dangerous aspect of that thought process can be getting taken advantage of, right? So
Yeah, I mean,
is it that antenna that ends up pointing you in the right, that you just rely on your kind of your gut instinct to say, this person is somebody that I can provide value to and also won't take advantage of me? Yeah.
yeah. So that's the other part is like beyond just the talent, you have to look at, just the overall person. Like, are they, do you think they're good and, will
Do they align with your
reciprocate and
values and
that
stuff
kind of
too,
stuff.
right?
Yeah. So going back to Jake again, like I always thought he was a good dude. Like, and we could work together. It was fun, and we had the same kind of personality and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm sitting over here and just thinking, that's kind of true, but that's kind of bullshit too.
Why?
You did think so?
No, because the thing that you bring to it,
Yeah.
is this. Sorry, I'm making my hand in a straight line.
The steadiness.
It's the steadiness.
Well, that's
of it.
some of the value that I bring to a lot of people.
But it's something that a lot of people in the music industry,
Oh, yeah.
and you would know, right?
Yeah.
That is not available to people
We were
because
just talking
most of
about
them,
that.
because most of them
Yeah.
are Jake or
Yeah,
Lopaka,
yeah,
and they're creative and they're
Yeah.
doing all those things, and there
And they're
isn't
intense.
there isn't somebody just sort of laying it down and going, okay, here we go,
Yeah,
and you add to it that you're also eminently talented
Yeah.
in voice, in playing guitar, in playing tastefully within. It's like what Brian said, right? He plays tastefully, so you're not. He's there, and he's there, and people all want him to play with them because he's amazing. But if you asked him to call out what he's doing somewhere, you can't because it's just there. But for you to say that you latch on, it's like. No, because I think there comes a time, right, when Pure Heart came out, right, and I could say this from when you first came on the radio for us. Initially, it was wow, that drum thing is pretty cool, and wow, listen to that ukulele is going, and well, wait, whose voice is that?
Oh, who's playing bass?
Yeah, what is like where is that voice coming from? And it's not it was a amalgamation of the three things that made the thing work. I think if anybody else was singing with Pure Heart, I don't know that it would be the same effect. I don't know if it would have had the same livelihood. But a lot of that is because you just open your mouth and the voice comes out. You're not trying to do anything fancy. You're just you're singing the song the way, you know what I mean? You've never been the guy who does all kinds of fancy shit with their voice. You sing the notes the way they're supposed to be sung, and then boom, you're good.
Yeah, I guess to add to what I was, I mean, it has to fall within my skill set too, right? I'm not, and that's why like I've always been like really interested in like construction and stuff like that, but I've never done a construction project because I have nothing to bring to the table in that aspect. I can't even like carry stuff. My grandfather was a contractor, and one time we had to paint a fence outside, and
did you get fired?
The fence was just outside, just on grass, right? And I guess I was dripping too much. But it's just it's in the yard. It's not like it's dripping onto something else. And then my grandfather goes in the house and he tells my mom, "Tell the boy he don't need help." That was it. That was the end of my painting days, So yeah, I mean, but so number one is that getting your skill set to a certain level so that you can bring something. But then finding people that. I mean, there's a lot of talented musicians out there, and we had a lot of them come through Pure Heart. It's not like we started just with, it started just with Jake, myself, and Lopaka, but we had multiple people come in and out, and for one reason or another, just didn't fit.
You never mentioned that.
Yeah, we had lots of people
coming in to do what?
We had other ukulele players or bass.
Really?
We had a bass player at one time.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and then
His mom asked Alec to play bass once.
Ask who?
Alec.
Oh, Alec.
Really?
Yeah.
Our Alec, our friend Alec.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always thought about getting another, because you don't know, right? I remember it was Sam Langi.
Oh, yeah.
Who kind of like convinced at least me to stop looking around.
And just doom chuck your way all the way to glory.
He said, "Dude, you only need the three of you guys. You don't need a fourth." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's what created that unique sound, I think.
I don't know if that's a technical term. Did you ever hear anybody else?
doom chuck?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Because I feel like me and my brother invented that. Because for our listening. Anyway,
Wait, explain,
But you guys had a
explain,
bassist.
explain that.
the doom chuck.
Yeah.
So the way that's John's strumming pattern because he
Bass
hits the
and then
bass line
the-
first, the
yeah.
doom, and then chuck.
That's based on Ernie's playing.
Yeah.
Did Ernie call it Doom Chuck? Only you
I don't
guys
know what he
that.
called it. Yeah,
I don't know. That's what me and my brother always used to call it.
Oh.
You guys didn't have to do that because your dad was playing bass, right?
No, Mark played bass.
Oh, Mark,
Actually,
I'm sorry, Mark played bass.
I played bass.
Oh.
I was our Manoa DNA's original
Ah.
bass
Oh,
player.
no way.
You're
really?
the Doom.
Yeah, there's a video. There's a Hisessions video with Nick Kawakami on bass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, from a Christmas episode. Anyway, but this is not about me, guys. No, and it's that these are all interesting reflections because I don't think you're discounting yourself on one end in the sense that you only latched on to successful people and that's the only reason why you succeeded and that's in that sense. But at the same time too, what you're saying is the key to at least your experience and your success has been that you feel like you have a good gauge of finding people who you feel are going to be successful and then really understanding that you can bring them value on top of that so that you can all be successful.
And then
together.
being a good team member.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot. I mean, you just think about when you were in high school or college and you had group projects. There's always someone who didn't do anything. I don't ever want to be that guy.
God, I have that guy in
I
my
always
head.
want to be involved
exactly what
in
you're
some
talking
way, and do
Which
do
again
my
is
part.
weird because you're fundamentally lazy.
See,
Fundamentally, you could be that
I
guy
don't think.
who doesn't
but
do
then
anything.
we always say that. He always says that. But
I know. I don't think John
I don't
is
think
lazy.
John's fundamentally lazy.
No, he
I think,
says
I think
That's because
I
John's
think he saves his
self-deprecating.
energy to do things that he's passionate about.
That's a
And,
good way to put it.
But I don't think he's fundamentally lazy.
Well, it was
Should
funny.
get him in.
One time I was at the office late, and there's a very successful realtor that used to stay late with me all the time. And he asked me this question. I always used to think about it, and maybe we can bring it up as a topic. But he said, "Hey, John, do you love success or do you fear failure? Is that what makes you come to the office at night?" I had to think about that. And personally, I fear failure. I know you guys know, right? Hokus, we went Hokus, I went home and went to sleep. The successes are not
kept it in a thing.
are not I don't latch onto those things, but man, I do think about failure all the time.
Oh yeah.
Whether or not I'm going to be able
everybody
to.
does.
Everybody
We're
does,
Asian,
yeah.
bro. It's kind of what it's built into your
It's
DNA.
good.
Yeah.
But when we were driving back from Ruger, just an hour ago, I asked him, in your early days, let's say you're 20 years old, and now you're almost 50.
Mhm.
Do you see yourself back then? When you see yourself back then, did you think you'd be where you're at? With
What was your
everything,
answer?
career, family, everything. And he said, yeah. Everything that he thought he would accomplish, everything he thought he would do, his family situation, his marriage, all that. He said, yeah. And I was like,
I felt like I was going to be an old Japanese guy mowing my grass.
But there
And
has to be something that you look back and say, well, if I had this started over, I would do this differently. Even for music, right? There has to be something along the way where you said well, shoot, I wouldn't have done it that way. I wouldn't have.
I don't know. He's so careful
yeah, he's
that
too,
I think it's hard
he's
to.
too
yeah.
premeditated.
I think well, there's definitely I do think
I mean,
about
obviously, we all would have bought Bitcoin, right? So
Yeah. I would have listened. I mean, so many people told me.
I know, me too.
A kid told me that the
Yeah.
other day, and I went, "Dude, you're like 17." Oh wait, is this gonna be another one of
Yeah,
those things
I
where I'm
know.
gonna be like, "Shit"?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I mean, there's stuff I think about all the kind of benefits that we got when Pure Heart was really, and I never really appreciated it because I was so worried about continuing the success of the band. I think in the end, I had a part in the destruction because I was so focused on what we have, what's next, what's the next thing, and
Couldn't
even-
enjoy
not,
the moment.
not just enjoying the moment.
yeah.
I never enjoyed the moment the entire time.
Yeah.
Even on stage for birthday bash or something. Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we gotta do our 3
Yeah, and
songs."
I'm
It still exists.
yeah.
Did you know that
I
birthday
didn't know.
bash?
Yeah, they brought it.
Alex just played it last week, and
Well-
it's in Eva Beach now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the radio station,
No,
I don't think. Yeah.
No. Ray Jr. That's why.
Oh.
Ray birthday.
When my brother told me he's playing Birthday Bash, I was like, "What year is this?"
Well, they also had a big fight, so that was not so good. But
Well, but anyway, sorry. Going back
Yeah.
though.
So I mean, I remember like they used to like fly us to like Maui, and we'd stay at the Ritz-Carlton
Yeah.
or whatever. But then I'd be in my room thinking like, okay, what is the set list got to be in? You know,
See,
I never went down to the pool.
Yeah.
I never like just walked around. You know,
I don't think you've ever experienced just being an entertainer and a musician. You always had that back plan of managing your time and thinking about all the other things that come along with the
bringing
performance.
value to everybody.
Yeah,
Right.
that you didn't have time to just smell the roses.
well,
and just show
now
up and
so
play.
that's why I like playing with Herb.
yeah,
I just show
I
up.
was gonna talk about that.
yeah. So it's a different kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
now,
but then you're standing in the middle of Japan going, well, I went to a vending machine and
yeah.
bought
Well,
an orange juice.
it changed. No, because it changed because in the early 2000s, you know, it was very different. You know, pandemic changed a lot. So I know I complain about not Japan, but I complain about going to Japan a lot now because the margins are so small. They work you the entire time. You're like, there's no like enjoying yourself at all. But in the beginning, they give you days off and you could kind of walk around. It was fun.
But even when we went on vacation to Japan, you just stayed in your room most of the time.
Yeah,
It was
like,
too cold.
John, come eat at the restaurant.
cold.
It was too cold. It was snowing.
So my question then becomes, do you try to instill in your kids to enjoy life more?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't. Okay, so this is interesting because this pertains to you too, because you have kids.
Because I have
A kid,
Yeah.
yes. And your kid's a little old, so it's too late for
But
you.
it's still okay, no, sorry.
But so like, I don't want to be. Not that my parents were like this, because they really weren't. But I don't want to be like that. On top of your kid, like you got to do this, you got to do that, and like But at the same time, I don't want them to be completely just lost. So where is that balance between success and trying to strive for success and then enjoying life?
So what you're saying is you don't want your kids to be exactly like you. You want them to learn from your mistakes.
Well, I mean, I would honestly like them to be a little bit more like me. I think they're enjoying life a little too much right now.
But the thing is that particular thing that created you and me doesn't exist in the time frame that we live in anymore.
Yeah.
Like you can't parent like that because it doesn't work.
Explain.
And the kids. So
He's
when
young.
no, he's not that young.
No, but
when we all
kid.
know, but
brother never drank a water hose.
No. But
hundreds. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Of course I did. Yeah.
But if the thing is,
That's the gauge.
If you grew up here and you have Asian parents, you will experience some form of it. Maybe not you as much because your mother passed away when you were very young, and your dad was an unusual man. But but
Still is.
but that pressure you feel to succeed, to do well, to make something of yourself was something they felt they needed to instill in us because we weren't going to have it ourselves, right? Yeah. And if you didn't get it from your parents, you definitely got it from your grandfather because your grandfather had that in spades. I don't know if he actually imposed that on you folks, but I know for me, I got that from my grandfather. I got that from my parents. My parents thought they were like, hey, where easy going? I'm like, you guys are so full of shit. You're just not. It was not easy going at all. Like me growing up was not that at all. And I know my kids are teens now, and your kids are teens. So I understand what you mean, but you get that sense of I have to push them just enough. Yeah. So that they actually do something with their lives, and then you go, wait, am I pushing too much? Because if I push too much, then they're gonna get pissed off, and then they're gonna do that thing where they rebel, and I don't want to deal with that.
Wait, so that's something that doesn't go away? Because I've already had this, and she's only 2 years old.
Yeah, it doesn't go away. It continues, and the hard part is as they get older, those things that you're trying to get them to achieve become, okay, is this about me achieving or is this about them achieving? And you're making those minute corrections through the whole process while they're going through stuff.
And as you get closer to 18, it's like, oh man, I don't have a lot of time to kind of steer this ship. Like pretty soon this thing's out of the dock and it's gone.
I'm experiencing that right now. Because my daughter's in college, right?
Are you the dock?
Well, the house is the dock.
Okay.
Right? We're all here working on that.
No. But my daughter comes, and you'll experience this if your daughter goes away for college. When they come back from college, they are fundamentally different, right? Because
they're adults, they're responsible.
Yeah, because technically they're responsible. Yeah. Technically they've done whatever they want to do. So my daughter comes home, and then she's out with her friends, and she can drive.
Yeah.
And it's 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I'm going, where you stay? And I realize, right?
She's an adult.
She's an adult, and when she's at college, she's up to all hours. She can stay up till the morning
know
comes,
how
and I
late
would
she's
not
staying
know
up.
because that's what happened when I went to college, right?
Yeah.
But I can't help myself, and I'm going. And now, as parents, we have Life 360. We have their
tracking
phones.
apps,
We have
you can
all
track
of that
them,
shit,
right?
And they did not have any of that when we were growing
You
up.
track your daughter still yet?
Hell yeah.
Bruh, I would get rid of that. I would get on ghost phone if I was right now in
If you're a
college.
kid.
Yeah.
You know why? I see no more kids. That's why.
No, I would guess this kid in
I can
college
see
get
Kyle
a
doing
ghost
that,
phone.
And
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
you know what, and that's totally fine. But you know what? You know where that goes wrong for you? When you get into a car accident at 12:30
No, because I get the
at
two
night,
phones and
yeah.
I call that phone.
I thought-
One flew out the window.
I was
the
gonna-
other-
Yeah.
Okay, I got a good question for you.
Okay, all right.
Because the three of us know each other well enough and we have thick skin. Okay.
All right.
Oh boy.
Can you ask me what? I don't
So
know.
if you had to pick between me, Nick, and Devin as the kid that, if you were our parent,
Okay.
our dad,
Oh.
who would you worry about most? And
I
who
feel
would
like
you
Sam-
who would you feel confident about most? That would be a certain
that was-
thing in life that you have to worry about, or you have to worry about and you have to track
This
them.
is not even hard.
Okay, go ahead.
I would not worry about Nick. I would worry 100% about you.
Fuck off.
And Devin would be
And
like, I think
The
Devin
only
would be
mark
alright.
against Devin was
Why
public.
would you worry about me?
Knowing your history and, like, you were probably at high school just drawing all, I'd be like, oh my God, this guy's just going to draw. Like, well, I mean, although, I do like, I do like the idea of you having like a very strong interest in something. So that would have been good. But I would
still-
worry about it.
Why wouldn't you worry about Nick though?
I just feel like
been-
Nick
I'm
You've
a
been
graham
Punahou,
cracker.
that's why.
I'm bland.
yeah. Nick is like Mr. Honolulu. Like, got his aloha shirt
Isn't that
on,
like
he's
the weightlifting competition? Oh, I wish.
But also because of his background. I mean,
No,
he
no,
was
no, but
kind of
yeah.
raised a free range child.
Yeah.
He was able to kind of do whatever
Yeah, it's
he
pretty
wanted.
feral.
Right.
But that's
Yeah.
oh, but okay. So, but why do you ask that question?
Because I'm just wondering, as a father, just looking at our personalities and who we were as kids, who would we worry about most? Because I think all three of us are semi-successful in what we pursued.
Right. We all came
Therefore,
out
the
okay.
worrying for your own kids might not have to be as much.
yeah.
Because everybody finds their own path. As long as you give
yeah,
them
that's
values.
what you just have to keep reminding yourself.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
everybody kind of finds their own
But you
way.
always
and-
worry.
See how I tie
But
it
you
all
always
back
worry.
in?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
helped
always
you,
worry.
but I won't take credit for that. Well, and then, and so we talk about, passing on something to your kids then too. In circling back then, does the whole aspect of, your humble demeanor, but at the same time, your desire to provide service to everybody you meet and to help everybody, is that something that you actively try to instill? Is that one of the things that you try to actively instill into your kids?
No, I've been pretty free range about my kids.
But I would worry more as I'm not a parent, okay? But
Yes.
I would worry more about a kid being an asshole more than getting good grades. Because I
Yeah.
think your value that you instill in them is more important than everything. How you raise them to be humble and respectful and a hard worker and with good ethics, that to me is the most important thing in parenting. And your
Wait,
kid and
you know
your
what-
kids, that I know, they're fine.
You know what the hard part about parenting is? Is that you go like, you deal with these kids at home, and then you run into people out in public, and they go, "Oh, Nisa's such a nice girl. Like, she's so well behaved." And you're like, "What?" What? And they're like, "Yeah, oh, she's great." And you're like, "Where's this person when they're at home?" Like,
Why? She's super chill,
Yeah, I know,
right?
I know.
Well, That's the thing, though. I mean, because I
they act different when they're not around you.
Your kids, they're beautiful kids. They're
Yeah,
just really
well
nice.
behaved.
Ace is very quiet, but it's interesting because they've taken sort of like what my kids are, where my daughter, your daughter, they're more social now. They go out, they have friends, they do all that stuff. Our boys,
Yeah.
right? That's it, and you
Stuck
can't
in
get
your
their
phone.
faces out of the phone. You can't get them. You can't get them off of the computer. So
the
But
one nice
then-
thing though is Asa started fishing.
Girls do
Oh.
mature faster.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
So
They're also more social, but
But you're trying to balance all the keeping up with trends too, right? That's a whole part of parenting too that I found is like the amount of videos and books and suggestions from friends and I know this works and I know that works. I can't imagine that our parents had and it's good and bad, the resources that we have. But trying to filter that for your own parenting style, all at the same time while keeping, confidence that you're doing a good job and that you're, no matter what, you're trying your best and you only do certain things. There's all these different factors that are coming into play now that I have kids, and I'm sure when you had not when you had them, but when they were growing up, and you too. And so, you look at it even nowadays, like I imagine Piper growing up with who knows what social media is going to look like, who knows what AI is going to look like, who knows what social interactions are going to look like.
What scares me the most is who knows what fashion is going to look like too.
Well, it's going to be all like like triangles
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all gray.
They all look
and-
like Star Trek.
yeah, exactly.
Tech's excellent.
Everyone wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing and the thing that John's been really good about is cultivating the connections that you have with people in the real world, right? I think, and I think the four of us place a fair amount of importance on that. I mean, it's why I've been very lucky because I've been very sticky with this group of people, and it was important for me that my kids experience these people and experience these relationships and see what it's like when dad has these friends that he's had for 30 years because they'll see the appreciation that we have for each other. I mean, they'll see us giving each other shit, but at the same time, that love and that abiding care for each other is something that you need to foster. You need to keep going. And my daughter actually just discovered it. Sorry, I keep bringing up my daughter, but my daughter discovered it around about 16 or 17 years old. Yeah. And once she discovered it, she was like, oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden, what was cool was we went on a trip. We went on a cruise together, a bunch of us as friends. And the interesting thing was the parents were all like, okay, we're going on this trip and we're going to shove all our kids together. And damn it, they're going to get along and they're going to get to know each other. And by and large, it actually worked amazingly well. So now our daughters talk to each other.
Well, they actually go hang out.
Yeah, they go hang out. Yeah. And for me, that's the best gift that you can give. And like for John, right? I mean, you, Taylor, all of this group of friends that he has that he's very solid with, all the kids that are hanging out with each other, the hope is that they get to know each other and consider each other cousins. Because I know when I grew up, right? I mean, I was an only child too. So for a lot of it, my cousins were the people that we lived next door to. Yeah. And there's something that you lose in that nowadays.
Age did you not be an only child?
I was 9. So fundamentally, I was an only child. Until my sister came along, and I didn't really want my sister to come along, but
we'll say that for the next episode when we focus on that.
But I think that's something that you have to teach your kids early, and you have to almost force it on them because they won't take to it otherwise.
Well, they don't get that training naturally now out in the real world because there's so much technology out there that prevents that.
So your daughter calling everybody auntie, uncle, it doesn't matter how old they are. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff, if it sticks and she gets to it, they go, oh, because that's when you go, Oh, your daughter, she's so
Yeah,
friendly. She's
that's
so
the one
cute.
thing we taught her very early
Yeah,
on, to make sure that we could use her to get things that we wanted.
It's also good to use her to
Yeah.
get out of things.
Yeah, I don't think I have any friends that I'm close with that have kids that I'm going, oh, that kid's an asshole. We got to worry about that kid. All our
Just
friends
wait till you meet my daughter.
really raise really good kids.
Yeah.
Well, but
Mhm.
a lot of it is because they see the behaviors that the parents
parents,
have,
yeah.
the parents have toward each other, and also because we got no problem correcting somebody's kid if
Yeah.
somebody's kid is doing something dumb. We go, hey, right? There's at least 5 or 6 aunties and uncles going, whoa,
Yeah.
hold on, and that doesn't happen nowadays.
Well, I
with
feel like then
people.
that's probably too. I mean, we talk about this podcast being everything Hawaii and beyond. Like that's a Hawaii. Like that's even
Yeah.
more so a
Yeah.
Hawaii
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Where there's an innate understanding that if auntie and uncle is not just like a throwaway term that you're just saying because they're your older female acquaintance. Like that's meant to like connect you instantly to that same
Yeah, I think if we were
arena.
on the mainland and someone talked to someone else's kid, they'd be like, "How dare you talk to my kid?" You know.
Yeah.
But here it'd be like,
What did they do?
What did I say? What did you know, like it'd be
Oh yeah, no, and we just came back from a summer trip with my mom's side of the family, and she invited some of her old college friends to come down, and Piper called them all auntie, and they got a kick out of it because they're like,
Aw.
I'm not really auntie, but but you could see like it, even them,
just
the-
immediately
yeah,
bonds,
connection
yeah.
bonds,
after,
right?
Because
Yeah.
like now they're a part of the external family that
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah.
That little word means a lot.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
especially when it comes from a 2-year-old who's
Yeah.
in
This
ponytails.
is
and
very
stuff.
cute.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question, and then
Alright.
we have a lightning round.
Okay.
So, but because I kind of wanted to tie this all together. So,
That's
You
better
s-
than our podcast usually goes. So okay.
yeah. Well, hopefully it ties it. Now I put a lot of
there's
pressure
no
on
tie.
myself. You've expressed in the past on this podcast that you're concerned about AI and music as it goes
Yeah.
forward from here.
Sure.
So because knowing that you think about these kinds of things, what are some things that you're hoping that the next generation of musicians navigates with AI, or what are some things that you hope come out of the actual AI revolution that maybe don't exist now, or maybe there's something that you hope doesn't come out of it because you're scared of X, Y, and Z.
I have very depressing thoughts about AI and music. I think it's going to get very good very quickly, and I don't think very soon you will not be able to tell what is AI and what is not AI. And so a majority of what people are going to listen to is going to be AI generated music because they won't even know that they're listening to AI generated music, And so I think we're going to get to this point, which is even more so this idea of social influencer / musician / whatever, in that the musician will have to become a brand beyond just the music in order to be able to sustain themselves. So like the working musician that you and I all love, I think is going to have a very hard time because there just won't be a lot of places for them to do what they love to do.
You know what it reminds me of? The MTV era. When the artists had to go through that time too, when media became part of music. You know,
Right.
and people like Billy Joel, who was just concentrating on music and didn't care about like his persona and how he looked, how he dressed,
Music
how he
videos.
dressed.
Yeah.
And then when the music video came on, they had to either jump on that ship or just disappear, you know. And I think the musicians now are at that crossroads,
Right.
you know.
But even more so because it's going to be everyone trying to get a piece of so many more people trying to get a piece of it because everyone has their own
Barrier to
platform,
entry
right?
is super low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I don't know what happens next with music.
Do you think anybody's gonna have to learn an instrument from now on too? To be
Well,
making
well,
music?
no,
Because
what's
obviously
gonna-
they're not, right?
Well, already like someone with even low music skill can use a computer AI to create
Yeah.
pretty darn good music pieces and different instruments and stuff. So yeah, even that's going to be
A lost
harder.
art.
Yeah. And I mean, even for myself, like I don't like to travel, and so even I'm contemplating this idea of just holding up in my room and just creating music on my computer and putting it out for the world, and I don't have to leave my house, So there's going to be a lot of music.
I think there's going to be a backlash. Human interaction and reality is going to be
but the people who are successful at that will really have to work, and that's going to have to be their thing. Like they're creating a brand of like the Grateful Dead. Like we tour nonstop all over the place, and you come to see us live, and it's a party, and so there will be people. There will always be people like that, right? But there's going to be less and less people that can generate that kind of excitement, right? So.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'll just get smaller, and I just worry about the working man's musician.
So you think that the art form is going to die off?
No, I mean there will always be music, and
there'll
be musicians, but I think it'll be the way you package yourself is just going to have to be so different, because you're going to have to be like, oh, when Nick Kawakami comes to town, I want to go to see Nick. I don't want to just hear his stuff on YouTube or whatever, you know.
And Nick Kawakami coming to town is not like an 8-piece band anymore, too.
Yeah,
you know, like you get like someone like Mike Love or Kavehi or even Tavana, and they got a computer, and it's normal to see a computer, and they sound like a full band playing.
Well, and that's a good point, because I've always said the most interesting thing about AI to me and moving forward is whether or not seeing a live band will be as good as it is, because. To me, there's no substitute, and that's of course an 80s, 90s kid who grew up in a musical band, played on stage, and there's nothing to me like whenever I have a chance to have a live band, I want to go see a live band. And so to me personally, like that's the most interesting thing is like I can't imagine going to a show and me enjoying it as much like I've been to DJ sets and festivals and stuff like that, and those are not appealing. Yeah, it's not like it's fun. Like
you're standing up like
you're just. But then there's not like a lot of back and forth.
The scary part is the new generation of kids.
Yeah, that's
like that stuff, right? You just get a computer and goes boop and go did and everybody starts going off. You know, there's no.
I hope
live music.
Somebody takes that clip of Kyle going and makes a loop. For all eternity.
You can do it now. You tell those AI people.
But you know what I mean, right? It's changed. Even the audience has changed. You know?
Yeah, but I think people still recognize the realness of the music. I think it's why Adele is still like a factor, right? Because she comes in and does her thing. I think Kelly Clarkson is another one. Kelly Clarkson singing
Devon,
live.
There's
right?
going to be a Kelly Clarkson that you're going to see on YouTube. You're going to see on Instagram. You're going to see, and then all of a sudden you're going to be like. You're going to be all into their music, and then you're going to find out this person does not exist.
It's not
but
a real
then
thing.
Again, though, Hawaiian music people still come out to see it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, look at all these new bands coming out. I was just at the UH football game, and on the Paina path, I think Hiawatha was playing. And every kid and everybody was just watching that live music. So I think there is a certain type of audience that really, really would gravitate towards that kind of thing. And I don't think that's going to go away.
That'll be the interesting balance. And we could, because especially right now where we are today in this crossroads of music, it seems like it's going one way, but yet it's being held back in another way, in the sense that live music is still around and still kicking here. And there's, people still on tour and stuff like that. But at the same time, the highest grossing movie on Netflix is ever is like a completely just a movie, and it's
thing,
and it's all.
But there's music through the whole thing, and the music's got
starring a Hisessions artist.
Yes, I know. I saw that. That's what I told Rachel. I was
Demon
like,
Hunters. You never saw that?
No.
It's an animated show.
She's the one that tagged me.
And she's supposed to, it's a bunch of K-pop K-pop. It's a K-pop artist.
I missed that one because I was sick.
Huh?
And it's animated.
I missed that
but
one.
It's like the number one thing, and the music is everywhere, and
it's super good. You should watch it if you can.
Actually.
It's good. It's fun. It's a fun movie.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna get 5 minutes in and be like,
"We're running late, but let's go."
Running late. Lightning round. We got lightning round. So, cue the music, John. Yeah. Okay, good. You got lightning. This is the most unexciting lightning round. He's sick.
Wow.
John. Okay, I'm gonna ask you questions. Keep your answers short.
All right.
Quick if you can.
Okay.
Don't think too hard. First reaction. Favorite movie of all
Braveheart.
time? Braveheart.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Favorite snack?
Kakimochi popcorn.
Oh, with furikake?
Sure.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Okay. Are crabs walking sideways or are we walking sideways?
Crabs are walking sideways.
Okay. When you need to recharge, wind down, what is your favorite thing to do?
Clean the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like this is Family Feud, but then
Yeah,
you're not
but
scoring.
no,
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah. Bing! Which avatar are you currently using in Fortnite?
Oh, I have a whole thing of avatars that are saved that I go through.
Oh, you switch
But-
all throughout the day? Throughout the...
Yeah, every
Oh.
game I play a new avatar.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know
Because
that.
I like to try to use all of them because I pay for it, right? But I'd say off the top of my head, Padme from Star Wars.
Oh,
One of my
okay.
favorite.
Is the letter S or is the letter C silent in the word sent?
Wait, which version? Oh,
SCENT.
I don't know.
Pass.
Pass.
Okay. What is your favorite Pure Heart song on album, recorded on an album?
I don't know. I'd say Ka'ai, but that's a personal song. That's why.
Okay. What is your favorite Manoa DNA song recorded on an album?
Everywhere.
Go.
Yeah.
I don't want to string them along on that one. Do you still have a lap if you stand up?
No.
Oh, okay. What's one thing you want more of that you can say on the air publicly?
What do I want more of? Time.
What's one thing you want less of?
Time.
What do I want less of? Cats.
Oh, if you put one lasagna on top of another, do you have one lasagna or two lasagnas?
It's just one big lasagna, I would
Okay.
say.
Okay. Final question. Ladies and gentlemen, John Yamasato, thank you for joining us today. If a vampire bites a zombie, does the zombie become a vampire or does the vampire become a zombie?
Whoa, that's deep.
If a vampire bites a zombie,
Mhm.
I would say that the zombie. Well, okay. The vampire would not become a zombie because vampires are immortal.
Zombies are immortal.
No, they're not. You
When
can
they
kill
die?
zombies.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. You can kill
I
vampires.
can kill vampires.
Yeah, but not by that way.
What do you mean?
Kill 'em
Only
with
through
that-
sunlight or stabbing through the heart with it. So if he bit a zombie, he wouldn't die, or she wouldn't die.
The zombie wouldn't die.
Right. So
Yeah.
does the zombie
It would
become
just-
a vampire? Turn
No,
into a vampire?
neither. No, nothing would
Neither.
happen. They would just stay.
It would
the same.
cancel out.
Yeah.
They're like
Two
so,
negatives.
Yeah, two
Yeah,
negatives.
yeah,
not
yeah,
make a
yeah.
positive.
Or they could
Ladies and
become-
gentlemen, John Yamasato, thank you for joining us on the
you.
Hisessions podcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Oppo-Cast version 4.0.
Thank you, Nick.
I chose
Thanks, Nick,
John
for-
this time, which means that I'm probably never going to get invited back again. But we'll see if we do next time. On behalf of Devon and Kyle, I'm Nick Kawakami, John Yamasato. Have a good day. Aloha.
Thanks,
Take care.
everybody.
Bye.